So here we are.
Where are we?
We did part 2 of the most expensive figures.
Yeah, so?
And we did part 2 of the most valuable releases.
So
now we have to do part 2 of the most worthless figures. Oh yeah, we have to.
If we have to,
Listen, I don't want to do this.
Well, I don't want to either.
Reliving the nightmare that was Star Wars Black Series figure collecting in 2016 to 2019 is the last thing I want to do. Pegs full of only Jins and Cassians on sale for $14.92 still haunt my dreams.
I think you're the only one.
Well, Polly, I didn't think you collected action figures. I thought you didn't have to move for anybody. Welcome to CKC, I'm Matt, and if you like Star Wars and Star Wars collecting, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, like this video, and
hold on to your butts.
So we've done the most expensive Black Series figures, we've done the most expensive Black Series Part 2, we've done the most shocking Black Series prices, we've done the top 10 missing Black Series figures from the line, we've done the most valuable Black Series releases, and Part 2 of the most valuable Black Series releases, and we've done the most worthless Black Series figures, all of which I've linked for you in the description in case you want to check them out. So we spent a lot of time up here in the sun with the top tier of the Black Series, and it's been fun. And be on the lookout for the top 10 Black Series figures coming soon. You can vote for the best Black Series figures in the comments of this video, and you can vote as many times as you want. You just have to tell me why you're voting for that figure. So I hope to get a lot of votes from you guys, and after that I'll tally them up and make a list. And I hope that this works out, and in the future I can do more lists that way by getting input from you guys. So don't forget to vote, but you have to tell me why you're voting for that figure. But for this vid, we have to go down. That's right. We have to take a nosedive into the depths of despair. The bottom rung of Black Series figures, where not even Obi-Wan Kenobi himself can be a beacon of hope.
Rebellions are built on hope.
Yeah, way to try to keep it alive, Stardust. You were number 1 in the first list, but there is no hope here. Retail price? Ha! Don't make me laugh. Where we're going, you're lucky if you're gonna crack double digits. But first, what do we need? Walter, one more time?
This is not Nam, this is bowling. There are rules.
hey,
I thought about having no rules, like a few of the other lists, but I changed my mind. Rule 1, the figure can't be on the last most worthless list.
And that's it!
So let's get into it, but first, honorable mentions.
honorable.
The Target exclusive First Order Stormtrooper Executioner, $13 to $14. There are plenty of figures that I could do for an honorable mention, but I chose this one. It's a retailer exclusive that goes for significantly under retail price. What the hell happened, Hasbro? It is rare for a retailer exclusive to drop this low below retail. Except if the retailer is Target and the figure is from Disney Star Wars. Target had a few good Black Series exclusives, and then received a string of Disney Star Wars exclusives, all of whose most redeeming quality was their unique ability of generating heat for the cold and lonely pegs during the long winter nights after the store's closing. If you forgot, these bad boys were briefly in The Last Jedi when Rose and Finn were captured during the worst Star Wars plotline of all time. And for some reason, everyone was convinced that collectors would be climbing over each other trying to get their hands on anything Stormtrooper Executioner. With SH Figuarts, Disney Elite Series, Hot Toys, Bandai model kits, and the Black Series 3.75-inch lines all releasing one. Yeah, good call, guys. Number 10, the Target exclusive Black Series Moloch, $11.50. Speaking of crummy Star Wars Black Series Target exclusives from Disney Star Wars, we have everyone's favorite, Moloch, from Solo, A Star Wars Story. Hasbro, why would you make a deluxe figure, which cost an extra $10, by the way, of a new character from a new movie who's not only not a main character, he's only in the movie for about 4 minutes, and then expect us to buy it? If you're gonna charge us an extra $10 for a figure, it needs to be a popular and or iconic figure. Just for poops and chuckles, let's take a look at some of the other deluxe figures. We have the newest, which is Zeb from the Clone Wars. Boba Fett has been announced. There's General Grievous from the prequels, and then there's the Gamorrean or Gamorrean, depending on who you talk to, guard from Return of the Jedi. So that's Zeb, Boba Fett, General Grievous, Gamorrean guard, and Moloch. Like they used to sing in Sesame Street, one of these things is not like the others. And how do you even say his name? Is it Moloch? 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 I don't know. Stupid name anyway. Number 9, the Black Series Val and the Black Series Dryden Voss, $11 each. A most worthless Black Series list wouldn't be complete without some solo figures, and this list is no different. In fact, I think the only solo figs that are worth more than retail are the Mud Trooper at $30, the Imperial Patrol Trooper at $28, and that droid that Lando banged.
You're gonna have to do that thing again later.
Yeah.
But while the Han and the Lando figures from Solo seem to be victims of Hasbro's horrible case assortments and repack decisions that I went over in part 1 of the most worthless figures, which is linked in the description, both Val and Dryden Voss were never repacked and only one figure came per case. So their low value is due primarily because no one wanted them. Think about it, no one's like, hey, I really need that Val figure for this awesome Solo diorama I'm making. It's kind of a shame too, because both were strong characters and I really liked Paul Bettany as the villain. Too bad. Number 8, the Black Series Rey and BB8, $10.50. Oh, Hasbro. More incredibly bad decisions. If you don't remember, this was the first Rey ever made for Black Series, which was available on the first Force Friday in anticipation of The Force Awakens, which was also the first wave to have the red and black Phase 3 boxes. And because this was the first wave that was released in anticipation of a new Star Wars movie, the wave was what? Massively overproduced by Hasbro. That's right. You have been listening. Gold stars for everyone. So, needless to say, this thing was everywhere, but people bought it at first. I have to admit that I have 2 of them. Yes, I can't believe it either. But the repacks, dear lord, the repacks. So the figure was released in Wave 1, then was repacked in Wave 3, Wave 4, and Wave 7. You couldn't escape it.
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
And halfway through, Hasbro just up and decided to add a lightsaber. Yeah, and didn't tell anybody. Yep, just added a lightsaber for some more poops and chuckles. And there are more variants too, because some BB-8s were dirty, some were spick and span white, and this was back when Hasbro really didn't give a damn about the faces. Look at these blank white faces. Wow. Number 7, the Black Series Snoke. $9.50. How badly did Disney drop the ball on this one? Snoke could have been a great villain for the Disney trilogy, but he ended up being just reduced to a test tube clone, like all the failed Ripley clones in Alien Resurrection. That's funny. I was thinking the same thing. And am I the only one who wants a Snoke in a jar figure? I want that deluxe release. Come on, it's better than Moloch. But the Snoke figure is actually really good. People really liked it. But this was just the single release of the same figure that was included in the GameStop exclusive Snoke and Throne set. And I'm usually pro releasing those type of figures individually. It just wasn't really necessary here, evidenced by its now peg-warming status. And look at this wave. This could be one of the worst Black Series waves ever. Wow. Number 6, the Black Series Janna, $9. And Zori Bliss, $11. If you've been to a store recently, then you've probably seen Janna and our good friend Zori Bliss taking time out of their busy days to warm the cold and lonely pegs in virtually every store in America. And I want to commend Hasbro for the excellent decision in releasing a Janna and a Zori Bliss figure before even considering an Emperor figure, because these were obviously in high demand. And because of the uncontrollable demand for these figures that are so incredibly important to the Skywalker saga, Hasbro again made the great decision to double up Zori Bliss and only Zori Bliss in each Wave 3 case, a wave that included both Commander Bly and Count Dooku. There's 2 Black Series figures at my local Target right now, and they are both Zori Bliss, on sale for $10 each, and they will sit there for eternity until someone pity buys them. And there were 3 Jannas at my local Walmart for months until they were put on sale for $5 each in a clearance aisle. And for Janna, there is no repack, no 2 in a case, just no one wanted the figure. Just some great decisions by some great people. Numbers 4 and 5. The Black Series Finn in First Order disguise, $8.50, and Maz for $7.50. If I made a top 10 of my most hated Black Series figures list, that Finn in First Order disguise would definitely be on there for sure. And this was another nominee for the worst Black Series wave ever. Look at this garbage. Hey Hasbro, when the repacks in the wave are the best figures in the wave, you effed up, bro. So this wave, along with its predecessor, were the waves available for Force Friday 2, the Force Friday in anticipation of The Last Jedi. So what does that mean, everyone? One more time? Right. It was massively overproduced. And because the first Force Friday for The Force Awakens was so successful in terms of turnout, Hasbro just assumed that this one would be just as popular, if not more. But wrong. Way less people participated in Force Friday 2, which meant that not only were the waves already massively overproduced, but less people were interested. So many cases didn't even get opened by retailers. And where did they end up? Five Below and Ollie's for $5 a figure. And these figures didn't just get sold at Five Below and Ollie's. They peg-warmed for years. Do you hear that? They peg warmed at a discount store for years. Some Five Belows had rows of pegs of them. In fact, the Five Below near me still has Finn in Disguise figures. It was released 3 years ago. Now, all of these figures are hot garbage for any number of reasons. And you know as well as me that I could make a part 3 and a part 4 easily for this list. But these top 3, these are legendary. Check out these all-stars. Number 3, the Black Series Director Krennic. $7. Now, Hasbro overproduced the Force Awakens figures, we know that. But with these Rogue One figures, they brought overproduced to a whole new level. The first Rogue One wave had everyone's favorite, Jyn and Cassian, two of the biggest peg warmers in Star Wars history, both on part 1 of this list. But the second wave had Krennic, the Scarif Trooper squad leader, and the Red Arm 3PO, along with a bunch of repacked peg warmers. The Scarif Trooper squad leader was impossible to find in the wild. It's amazing, the one figure that everyone wanted from these two waves was 1 per case and never repacked, while all the garbage figures around him were 2 per case and repacked 5 times. Hasbro's decisions just blow my mind. So Krennic was repacked twice, but do you notice something about the 2 waves that had Krennic in it? They have the same damn repacks in them. The very same overproduced figures from wave 1. So because the pegs at retailers were already bursting with Jyns and Cassians, a lot of the cases containing Krennic were never put out. And guess where they ended up? Five Below and Ollie's. That's right, $5 each. And Krennic, along with his peg-warming friend Finn in First Order disguise, were 2 of the most numerous figures in Five Below for a very long time. Alright, who's next? Number 2. Oh, Christ, another Finn. The Black Series Finn from Jakku, $6. Ah, the original Black Series Phase 3 peg warmer, the first Finn. This was a staple among toy retailers since The Force Awakens Force Friday. If a store didn't have at least one Finn with a box beaten to hell, then what the hell were you doing in that store anyway? Released in all 3 of the first 3 waves of the Red Line, he was virtually inescapable. I think I found one at a TJ Maxx, now much more elusive. The busted up Finn is now generally only sighted in Walgreens toy aisles in very rural areas, sometimes accompanied by the busted up Jyn. I always thought they kind of missed the mark with Finn. I thought if they made him have more military traits due to his stormtrooper training, he would have been more popular. Say for instance, he was the marksman of the group because of his training, or even the opposite where he thought he was a good shot, or everyone thought he'd be a good shot due to his stormtrooper training, but he was actually awful since stormtroopers aren't known for their aim. And on more of a marketing standpoint, if they wanted kids, for instance, to buy him, kids want something unique or cool, or a dude with guns and lasers or something. Finn just looks like he's going to the movies on a Wednesday. I don't know. Number 1, the Black Series Rose, $5. Oh, poor Rose. She was only 1 per case and was never repacked, but is still number 1 on this list. You know what they should have done? They should have released a figure of Rose's sister instead. I think that one might have sold. I mean, she did have to be on the worst bomber ever designed because for some reason the Y-Wings were all busy that day, and she can also survive in the vacuum of space, a very rare trait, unless you're a Super Leia. Oh, they had such high hopes for Rose. She even has a 3.75-inch Black Series figure. She was in the same wave as Snoke, which, as I stated before, could be one of the worst Black Series waves of all time. I don't want to just bash her or The Last Jedi, but I would like to point out that even Mr. Subvert Expectations himself, Rian Johnson, has said that Rose isn't really a character who would be in a Star Wars movie. And to piggyback on what I said about Wednesday Matinee Finn earlier, she isn't a really cool or unique action figure that kids would want to play with. Unfortunately, action figures are mostly bought and marketed to boys. Some girls still buy and play with them, but it's mostly marketed to boys. And there's gonna be some boys out there that don't want to play with a female technician. They want something cool or deadly. It's unfortunate, but a lot of times female action figures don't do well, and even those are figures with lightsabers or superpowers, let alone just being a technician. But to be fair, the same thing would probably happen if you brought in a male character to an IP that's usually directed towards girls. Like if you had a new character from My Little Pony or something where the pony is camo, comes with a laser gun and a rocket launcher, and his name was Rainbow Smash. It probably wouldn't sell either. But hey, what do I know? But hey, don't forget to vote for your favorite Black Series figures, and don't forget to tell me why you're voting for that one. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and happy hunting out there.